Winters.
And good morning, 16 minutes after 8 o'clock on your Tuesday morning, a morning without Mike Winters. And joining us in studio this morning is Colonel Jose Barro from the athletic director from New Mexico Military Institute. How are you doing this morning?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Doing real good, doing good. So busy time, summertime, obviously. The prepping is on for the upcoming season. And you guys have undergone some amazing changes there at the Institute. Tell us a little about how summer's been for you guys.
Well, it's been a busy summer in a lot of ways. Obviously, our teams, our college teams, are out in the recruiting trail trying to get reload those teams we had last year. So that's priority number one is to get our new cadet athletes in. And of course, we've been working on this project, the renovation of Cahoon Armory.
Yes.
And it's taken up until now to really get obviously ready to move in and to have the grand opening. So that's consumed most of our summer.
Sure, and that's an absolutely beautiful facility, just from some of the pictures that we've seen. Let's talk for a little bit about the renovation of the Armory. What all went into that? What started that process?
Well, honestly, that's a long time coming as far as that's concerned. The project initially was planned for a little over 10 years ago. It was on the GO bond cycle that failed. Can't remember the exact year, but it's been a little over 10 years.
Sure.
So that's when the Cahoon Armory renovation was very first going to happen. Obviously, when the GO bond vote failed that year, we had to kind of put it on the back burner,
right,
and did a few other things that were of higher priority to the Institute. But we were able to get GO bond money about 4 or 5 years ago, and that started this process.
Okay.
As everything else, I think I might have heard you talking about something called COVID a little while ago. And,
Something about, yeah.
Yeah, so
that nasty C word.
And I don't know about whether it's exciting or new. It certainly wasn't either of both of those,
right,
as you mentioned. But that really hit us hard with this project. We should have been in this building about 2 years ago, and our general contractor, Wade Construction, did a great job trying to just fill in the gaps. Things would happen along the way. Crews would go down. Stuff would be stuck on ships off the coast of California. Everything you can imagine. That our elevator was lost for several months. I mean, just the gamut of things. But we are now, all these months later. I believe we're going to move into there the summer of 20.
Right.
So that's the scope of time we've had to wait to get to where we are right now. But we put $20 million into that building. Wow. Some of it GO bond money, some of it money from the Institute.
Sure.
And when you get to see it tomorrow for the grand reopening, you're going to be amazed. It's a modern building, a building that is worthy of our athletes and our programs, and I think people are going to love it.
An absolutely beautiful facility, state of the art. Like I said, $20 million went into this facility, and I know that right now it's still super shiny and new, but like just some of the pictures, it has that like almost new car smell to it. Just looking at the pictures we have on the 106.5 Facebook page. Just some of the pictures from, I guess, I don't know if it's at the press box or one of the VIP boxes.
It's probably the VIP room on the what is the south end of the gym.
Sure.
So it's a gym it's a room that overlooks the entire gym, so you can sit up there, kind of have a little bit mini function going on while there's a game going on or something else in there, and have a little bit of intimacy with the group, and then still be in the setting of having a big game going on around you.
I like it a lot. It's got that big city feel to it, and that's earned too, because the program that you guys have at New Mexico Military Institute is top notch. It's one of the best in the state. I mean, it's as far as like your different sports programs and the coaching staff that oversees them. It's second to none. It's absolutely amazing.
So we have a great staff. I mean, and as you know, we've got two different programs, and you're right. As far as the high school program is concerned, we compete in the state and we do very well. We're a 3A school, kind of middle of the road for New Mexico athletics. But as far as our college programs, we compete nationally, and obviously we won the national championship in football last year, runner-ups in volleyball, had a great run in basketball. So our teams are known regionally and are coming to be known nationally.
Absolutely, yeah. It's you guys are on a lot of lips, so to speak. Yes. A lot of nationwide programs. So as we head into season 22/23, what are some of your goals for the upcoming year?
Well, obviously we want to get situated into this new building, and it'll fit like a glove. We've got to work out some of the kinks. Anytime you move into a new facility, there are some things you've got to work out, but that'll be done before cadets even get here. the first cadets begin to arrive the week of the 20th, and then the first athletes that are not part of the cadre program will arrive a week later on the 28th, 29th.
Okay.
And really, the goals are to get everybody situated into their new environment. When you're a junior college, it's every other year. It's a whole new group of cadets that come in. So we've got to get them acclimated and ready for class. The number one goal of that school, we're an educational institution, so we've got to get them ready for class and get them in the right classes and started and move it in the right direction so that their grades hold up. At the high school level, it's a little bit different. We often don't know who's going to show up for a team until the day they show up.
Sure.
And this year, the large part of the high school student body will come in August 5th and 6th, I believe it is. I know the commandant's going to get me if I got that date wrong. But those high school students, then we'll sort out what we have. We have a few coming back, and we'll divide them up into the teams they're going to be on. That's where our coaches do an amazing job at the high school level. Imagine having no summer program whatsoever, and all of a sudden they all show up one day, and you've got to sort out what you've got and ready to play in a couple of weeks.
And that's astonishing to me because, I come from the high school system of, 2-a-days starting in July and just basically beating the will to live out of your players for a month in the summer heat before school even starts. And so you guys have to hit the ground, right away running.
Right.
No pressure.
It's amazing what our coaches can accomplish in a short period of time. Coach Randy Montoya, who's the associate athletic director, in addition to being the head football coach for the high school, he's done an amazing job with that program. He's taken us to the playoffs several times. He's and again, starting day one with an unknown staff. The other thing that happens even at the junior college level, a lot of programs have programs in summer school. We do not. So even then, we're a little bit behind the curve.
Sure.
Although we know who's coming and we mail them off their summer workouts, it's not until that first day when they're here that they got to hit their nose to the grindstone and getting going.
How much of what goes into getting the college teams together? How much scouting occurs? Because I know with high school you got players coming in, you kind of hone their craft, and you kind of build the player you want. I'm just curious how much of the college team involves getting out there and seeing what else there is to offer.
Well, scouting is a lot different than when you and I were playing ball even a few years ago. It's highly digital. So we subscribe to these online services that will feed you films. Huddle is one of the bigger ones that's out there. The kids will upload their film on these sites, and our coaches will look through that. And we use that extensively for all of our sports. When we recruit international, which we do, we have kids from all over the place, Canada, Europe, and whatnot.
Right. We
can't go to all these countries, obviously, physically and recruit. So we rely on film, and we rely on other coaches to give us their opinions on the athletes and what their potentials are. And then, our coaches have to do a lot of homework, study a lot of film, interview these potential candidates to make sure they're a right fit for our program. Just because they're a great football player or volleyball player does not mean that they may fit in our program. So our coaches do a lot of homework, interviewing these folks, interviewing their coaches, interviewing their parents to make sure that they're what we need and we're what they need. It's got to be a mutual benefit to both parties, to the athlete and to the school.
Absolutely, and that's something that it's a hard sell. When you're saying, okay, we want you, but we want you for a military institute. But there's also a lot more. There's a lot more benefits in the back end for playing for such a prestigious institute.
Yeah, absolutely. It brings a lot of intangibles that these cadets pick up as they go through school here, and they keep with them. It's amazing to see the transformation that some of them make from day one to the end of a year and a half or 2 years, however long. At the junior college level, if they're good enough, they could be gone after one season.
Yeah.
But we really try to focus on selling that as a positive. Some of the folks that we recruit against at the college level will try to turn it into a negative, but really try to focus and change it into a positive. The structure they learn, the study habits, even the soft skills. Like I like to tell a story. We had a player that was highly recruited out of to play at Missouri several years ago, about 6-7 years ago. Went on an official visit to Missouri, and comes back. Was so excited because he was invited to a very formal dinner, and the etiquette classes at Teachers Institute. He knew which fork to use,
Nice.
and how to act. And he shared with one of the faculty members that he was a little embarrassed for the other guys that were there, just kind of flopping around, and he knew exactly what he had to do, how he had to do it, just from something so small as an etiquette dinner. every cadet has two a year. So those little things that they pick up along the way, along with the discipline instruction.
Yeah, you can go off to some, some 4-year and learn how to do a keg stand, or you can come to, New Mexico Military Institute and learn, proper etiquette, learn what your finger bowl and your water glass are,
Right, exactly.
stuff like that. That's an awesome story. So obviously gearing up for the grand opening that's happening tomorrow.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about that.
So tomorrow morning, 10 o'clock, public is invited to attend. Come and check it out. 10 o'clock, we're going to have a ribbon cutting with the red coats and whatnot assembled at the front of the building, which is on the north side. And after the ribbon cutting, we'll all kind of mosey into the gym. General Grizzle, the superintendent president of the school, will say a few words. There'll be some refreshments for those of you that like that kind of stuff. And we will also be providing tours of the building. Now, this will be, I guess, as an added benefit, if you want to call it that. This will be one of the very few times that the public will actually be allowed to go into some of those team areas.
Right.
Once we occupy those will become off limits. But for now, they're not really occupied yet. So there'll be a very in-depth tour of what the facility looks like and what we have done for the benefit of our cadets.
So what you're telling me is, this is my opportunity to get into a women's locker room. Just so we're clear, I'm just making sure that
There will be tours of all of the locker rooms. So if yes,
the unoccupied women's locker room.
Absolutely,
Right?
unoccupied.
Yeah, it's a caveat. We don't have to tell them it was unoccupied. I get to say that I was in the women's locker room just for a second, just to be a little skeezy. But yeah, come on out, folks. Tomorrow, 10 a.m. It's an absolutely gorgeous facility, and if you haven't already done so, head over to the 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM page. Just a few pictures there, and that's just a little taste of what they have to offer, because it's a state-of-the-art facility. It's absolutely amazing. Great internet from what I've been hearing.
The best on campus.
Yeah. So that's highly necessary in the world of sportscasting. So hopefully we're going to be able to check the place out tomorrow as well. Any other thoughts for the upcoming season?
No, obviously we had a tremendous year last year in many regards, and our goal is to, as they say, reload and continue.
Right.
Moving forward. We are excited about the teams coming in. I've talked to all of our coaches, and we've got some good teams coming in all around the board for the college. And the high school, we've got to wait a little longer and see what the surprise is. But we know we have some good cores to the teams that are coming back to just kind of fill in with the new cadets. Excited about this upcoming year, excited about the new building. Our staff has done a tremendous job in preparing. The campus has helped so much. The guys in IT have been in there installing all the, I don't even know what to call it, the new IP addresses or whatever it is that they do. I say that in jest. They do some tremendous work for us. Facilities folks have been keeping that building ready to go. I mean, that campus is excited about the building. We're very grateful for all the internal folks, and again for Mr. Wade at Wade Construction did a fantastic job for us in spite of all the punches he and we kept having to undergo. But please come out and join us tomorrow. It'll be a fun time, exciting time, and I think you're going to be impressed with what we brought to Roswell.
Absolutely. One of my favorite things about the Institute in general is just it's such a fascinating campus because there's so much history, and you look at some of the hundreds of year old facilities and structures, and it's juxtaposed with this brand new $20 million state of the art structure. I mean, it's the best of everything. It really is. So, folks, come on out tomorrow, check out the facility, and let's give the Institute the back pats that they deserve, because this is an awesome time for the Institute, and I wish you guys a whole lot of luck in the upcoming season.
Thank you so much.
It's going to be good, and I'm ready for the ride. I like to reload and continue.
There you go.
Let's make it happen. 8:30 on